is. Well, hello there. Welcome to another Spillane SpartaCast.
Number 58.
Number 58. That's a lot of SpartaCasts. Well, today is November 15th, 2024. Thank you so much for being with us. I am your Director of Instruction, Steve Miller, and with me, as always, the awe-inspiring...
Oh, gosh. Jamie Broke-Merkle, your principal.
Hey, Miss B. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great, honestly. It's mid-November already.
Yeah, it's going by too fast.
Just like that.
Yeah, but it is nice. It's finally a little cool out.
If you have ever worked car rider in your life, then you'll know this is the best time of year because
it's actually not sweltering hot.
I could bring a coffee out in the morning to do car rider, and in the afternoon, I'm like, you went a little slower. You know what? It's not 115 degrees.
And I'm
not super upset about it. Yeah, so exactly it. So, but yeah, today is Great Friday here at Spillane. We're going to take a look back at the last couple weeks, put a couple things out there for announcements that we think are important for you to pay attention to, and that's going to get us through all of November.
Yeah.
Should we hit it?
Yeah. We want to start by thanking our VIPs and all the parents who donated items to the wonderful luncheon that's taking place in a few minutes. It's chicken and waffles. We've never had that before.
I know I'm excited for chicken and waffles. Faux show.
Well, and I know, it's kind of funny, but this is the first year that we have had chicken and waffles for students at lunch as like a menu item, and they love it.
They're really good.
Yeah, but we've never had it for staff.
The waffles have like the little like sugar crystals in them, and it's just...
Yeah.
I love chicken and waffles. Like, they're really good. So, again, thank you to our VIPs. You guys are amazing. We just love our VIPs. All the cheering.
We will be leaving shooting the podcast to go get some chicken and waffles.
I love that. I love that. So, besides our VIPs, another thing that we just want to look back on and just say thank you is another big thank you to our veterans. Last Thursday on the 7th, we celebrated our veterans at our Veterans Day ceremony. We have it every year. And again, this year, another incredible ceremony.
Very proud of our students and our directors and teachers. And then just really most importantly, the veterans who came to be in attendance. It was great.
The reason why we do it. And can I tell you, again, it happens every year, but I just never want to understate, like, they do the song that recognizes each branch, and I straight up got goosebumps again. Like, there was one parent who was the parent with the kiddo.
I don't know his name, but it was so sweet. He had the little guy on his hip.
He was for the Navy, right?
I thought it was the Navy one that stood up and was actually singing with it. And
then maybe the next guy was Air
Army. I don't know.
I think Army goes first. Either or. There was a dad, and he had his kid with him, like holding his little guy, and they were up, and it's just such a great feeling to see that. And, again, just thank you to our veterans. And again, thank you to our fine arts teachers.
Yes.
You guys did an amazing job. And to student council, Ms. Landerman, your student council did great.
They did a really good job.
And if you didn't catch it, you can actually, I think...
I don't know. I know they can legally only leave it posted for a short while, but it may still be up. Yeah.
So if it is, you can actually go to the Facebook page, check to see if the link's still live. It may not be anymore. We did live stream it, and I believe it was streamed to like...
YouTube and Facebook.
Well, no, I'm saying I want to say there was people in 15 different countries.
Yeah, there were a lot.
That actually watched, and all over the United States, which was really cool too. So always a wonderful time to celebrate our veterans. Yeah. So it's one of my favorite events.
Yeah. Mrs. Spillane loves it too. She was
and
really
Miss Spillane was there.
Here,
Thank you, Miss Spillane. We love and appreciate you. And really, that's one of her special little babies. And, to have her at Spillane is always great. The kids are always like, that's Miss Spillane.
Yes, they love to see her.
She's alive.
She's doing really well.
She's doing great. We love Miss Spillane. And then we want to celebrate our choir kids. Not only did they do Veterans Day, but they had their solo and ensemble competition. And we had 96 kids at Salyards last weekend.
That's a big group.
That were competing. Yeah. And so there were actually 5 ensembles, right? 5 ensembles who received superior ratings. That's the top rating you can get. And then we had 63 solos.
So that's great.
Who got either an excellent rating or a superior rating.
They were so proud of their medals.
They get to wear their medals. And so when you actually, if you're a choir parent, you'll see this at their winter concert. They'll be in their fancy black garb, and they'll have their medals there. That's
Garb?
Yeah, you said their
How about
garb.
dresses? Garb makes it sound
Their
like
fancy
garbage.
garb? No, that's like their garments.
Oh, I don't know.
A garment? A garb?
They look beautiful in their dresses.
Yeah.
And
You never said garb before in your life?
not when I'm talking
Your
about
fancy
a nice
garb?
dress or outfit.
Your super duper garb?
Whatever.
Aw, fine.
All right.
Moving right along, Miss Brotmarkle is excited. She is going to give a special shout out
To our BIM
all of our
students?
BIM students. She is going to say all of their names
So they
because
passed
they passed.
the Microsoft Word
Yeah.
Specialist exam, and some of them do have hard last names, but I'm going to try. So we
She's a
had-
pro, y'all.
Yeah, Lydia Kim, Lisa Lynn, Shamya Maneri,
Woo!
Rima Mukherjee,
Yeah,
Jonathan
doing great.
Gigi,
Yep.
Anisha Animalai, Anya Chowdhury, Lasire Sri,
That's spot on, I'm sure.
Narna, and Arisha Rahman. Okay, and I know I didn't say all their names well, but they all passed the Microsoft Word Specialist exam.
We also did that on morning announcements. So parents, if you're listening, we always try to give a shout out to our kiddos because that's a hard exam. Like, I don't know
Well,
if you,
it's a specialist exam. It's a big deal.
it's a high school exam is what it is. And kind of a cool little note about this. This actually goes towards when you hear about our high schools getting an academic state achievement award, this actually counts towards points for them. So Falls or Ranch or Woods, depending on where that kid is zoned, that actually counts. It's one of the only things in middle school that counts towards that academic state achievement. So,
And it's a resume thing that those students can put on their resume for sure.
Lord knows they're better at Word than we are.
Oh, for sure better than me.
100% better than me. So, but yeah, it's kind of crazy that there's no sports to talk about.
Well, I mean, everything, volleyball, football, and cross country ended. Basketball just ended tryouts. So they're in that season of transition of getting ready to start games. So we'll look forward to getting to talk about that later on.
Absolutely. In fact, our next podcast, I'm sure we'll be talking some basketball, which will be really, really fun.
Should be close to about that.
Yeah, they'll be
time.
getting ready, beginning of December-ish. So, but like I say, I think it's interesting. After all the district champions that we
so
had, I'm
much
like,
stuff.
oh, we don't have football or cross country or volleyball on our list. So instead, we're just going to move right along. Parents, we want to give you some look-fors, things to write down in your calendars. And anything that we say here again, we try to double up and put it in our s'more as well. That you guys
So the
get
newsletter,
the
if we
newsletter.
just hit on it, probably has a little more information if you need it.
Yeah. And if you're a visual person, you can see that as well. So, but we want to start off by just saying good luck to our band kids.
Yeah, they're going to be at the Visual Performing Arts Center this weekend.
Yeah, and the VPAC's a fun place to play at.
So
because
beautiful. And the sound is great.
Yeah, the acoustics are amazing. So, yep, they'll have their band clinic, region band clinic, and their concert this weekend. So that's cool. And then, can we say book fair?
Yeah, next week we're going to have our book fair. We our librarian,
Miss Moss.
Miss Gina Moss, and then Reagan David, who's an Aggie term resident here at Spillane. Yeah, they're putting it on, and it's going to be
Miss
Monday through
Brotmarkle,
Thursday.
an Aggie term resident?
Yeah,
What is
they
that?
may not know what that is. So Reagan David is our very first Aggie term resident that we've ever had, but she is actually in a paid position where she gets to student teach for the entire year here at Spillane under Stacy Brister, one of our 8th grade science teachers. And Reagan is phenomenal. I mean, she's just a huge, I should say Miss David. Miss David is
Miss David
phenomenal.
is
She's
phenomenal.
been a big asset to our 8th grade science team, but she wanted to help with a service project as part of her residency and chose the book fair, which has been fabulous because, as you know, we don't have a full-time librarian anymore. It would be pretty hard to put on something as big as a book fair when you're not here every day.
Right.
So with Reagan's help, they were able to do it.
Very special opportunity this year to take that on. So thank you, Miss David. You are a rock star. But isn't that kind of cool? I just love. We're all used to student teachers, right? They come over for a semester and they do all this. But a student teacher for a year, it's a very unique program, and we're excited to be able to partner and
We're going to have
pilot
3
that.
regular Aggie student teachers in the spring, potentially.
So many Aggies.
So, yeah.
Is this where you're supposed to say gig 'em or something?
Well, I don't know. You know, I'm actually going up there tonight to see my senior daughter and some nice traditional Aggie land things that they do. It's going to be really fun. So, but I wasn't personally an Aggie, so I
You
can't.
weren't. Are you
no.
allowed to say gig 'em if you're not an Aggie? Like
I
if you're an
think I
Aggie
can.
parent?
I'm paying for 2 of them, so I'm thinking yes.
The Aggies have her money, so she's going to say whatever she wants to
Yes.
say. Exactly. That's how it
A
goes
lot
down.
of our money, yeah.
Got it. All right. Well, I've never drank the Kool-Aid, so
No, I didn't either.
we don't have gig 'em sayings in Wyoming.
No,
we don't do that.
You wear a lot of brown.
We say go Pokes.
Yeah, you do.
That's what it is. Go
Yeah.
Pokes.
Yeah.
That's what we've got. So
exciting
anyway,
stuff.
and then besides that, just a couple reminders, immunizations. Miss B, you want to talk about immunizations?
We put a note about this in the newsletter if you want specifics, but our school nurse, Mrs. Strickhauser, wanted us to remind you all that 6th graders, sometimes, if you keep up with well checks, your pediatrician will have your student get the shots to update them. And those shots need to be turned in before 7th grade.
Yeah.
So if you happen to have an appointment, don't just think we don't need those records. Please make sure you get a copy and then send it in to the nurse. That way you won't ever get one of those letters that says, hey, you've got to do this. You can
You
just
just
go
don't
ahead
want
and
the
get it
hold
done.
up. You want your kid to be able to get
just
their
get it
schedule,
done.
get their stuff taken
A
care of.
lot of
so it's
them may
good.
have already done it,
Yeah.
and we just really appreciate it if you make sure you get those and
Yep.
turn them in.
Something to get out of the way.
And then, do you want to talk about winter recess?
I do. Winter recess. If you've been around in Sci-Fair a little while now, you may have heard the term PBIS, but that is our positive behavior incentive program that we run here at Spillane. And one of the incentives that we have is a winter recess. And that recess is based around students who have good behavior, that are, not getting in trouble, that they are current on all their things, and their reward on that last day before winter break, they get to go out and we have a big, huge recess. There's games and activities
DJ.
and fun things. There's DJ.
Yeah.
Usually we have some sort of treat that goes with it as well.
Yeah, it's
Kinda-
just fun.
It varies throughout the year, but it's a nice way to reward students who are doing their job every day. And that's really important because there's so many kids at our campus that just do such an amazing job every single day, and they deserve that recognition. And one of the ways we get back to that is letting them go and enjoy some time. So
Yeah, no, it's true.
It's fun to talk. We go visit 5th grade campuses, and we always ask, what's different in middle school? And they're like, no recess.
And they sound sad about it.
They do, because they're
Yeah.
just like, I don't get recess anymore. We're like, well, that's not true. You get a couple recesses in middle school, but when we do recess, we do them big.
And they get PE every day.
They do get PE.
And we
every
try to
day.
tell them there's some positives.
But winter
so.
recess it's really fun. It's a nice way to, like I say, reward our kiddos for the great job that they do. And so that'll be that last day before Christmas break. So have them stay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we did want to just do a plug in. If you, I know everyone doesn't really want to sit down and read long newsletters, but if you do happen to have a child that struggles with attendance, I put a couple of research-based articles in this week, just kind of talking about just how important it is to have your students here at school. And then under that, I also included, they have released the Sci-Fair calendar for next school year, trying to help everybody just plan ahead, kind of get those dates in your calendar. But, we're really trying hard to stay. I mean, we'd love to have 98% school attendance.
That'd be amazing.
But we have just recently slid into the barely staying above 97% range. And we really could use your support, parents. If you guys, if you've got kids who, obviously, if they're sick, I can't stress enough, we are not talking about that. We
Right.
don't want students here if they're not well or if they, you have extreme emergency events and things like that. That's not what we're talking about. But the students that just don't want to come to school, please help us figure out how to get them here.
How to motivate them.
Hopefully most of them want to come to school. It's a great place.
And honestly, Mom and Dad, I mean, research just has always shown nothing beats first-time instruction in front of the teacher.
Well, and there's no better correlation to grades or performance in school
just
than
overall
being
student
here.
success.
If
Yeah.
they're not here, it's near to impossible to stay caught up. And it's actually really linked to dropping out of school.
Yep. And specifically to 8th grade parents, typically 8th grade is where attendance starts to drop a little bit. And there are so many high school credit courses that our Spartans are already taking. So when they miss their algebra class or maybe their foreign language class or things like that, that's stuff they need every single day in that repeated review. So it's just so important that if they're healthy, Obviously, no fevers, anything like that. Again, just we don't want them here. We want them to be healthy and then come here. But please, if a kid just says they just need to take a day off,
that's
what the
not
weekend's
a good idea,
for, right? You know?
Exactly.
So we just appreciate your support. We seriously, we cannot do this without you.
That's very true. It's a partnership.
Absolutely, it is. We are going to educate the heck out of your kids, but we need them here to do it.
And we really are trying to do things here at school to make them want to be here and to have a good time while they're at school.
Very much. And learn and enjoy. So, but there you go. There's the podcast for November. Like I say, it's our 58th podcast. It's November 15th. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
We've done 58 podcasts.
It doesn't seem like we've done that.
Well, we did a lot our first season, year one. We did a little bit less last year, and we're upping it a little bit. So this is 3 years worth of podcasts. If you want to see what's been going on at Splain for the last 3 years, just
I'm sure they all want to go back.
Yeah, absolutely. Who doesn't? So, but anyway, with that, we really appreciate you tuning in, listening in wherever you're listening in, or watching on the YouTube page if you're more of a visual person.
And thank you for sending your kids. We really, in this time of Thanksgiving, we are very, very grateful for our Spartans.
Very much so. But yeah, until the next one, we'll see you then.